Welcome back, my friends. It is time for you and me to get our minds aligned with the truth of God. And this morning, we're looking at a passage that is one of those scriptures that actually prompted me to start this morning mindset. Is that interesting to you? Are you curious to hear a little bit of the backstory? We're in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse number 13. And my story is that I was realizing for myself more and more that verses like we're about to read applied to me on a daily basis. They're things I needed to do to get myself ready for a day, to live it in a way that was honoring to Jesus Christ. And I thought, if I'm in that place as a pastor at the time, a retired pastor now, I'm sure that my other brothers and sisters in Christ who are out there need the same hope as well, the same help, rather, as well. And so I thought of a daily podcast to help us do that. And this verse 13 of chapter 1, the book of 1 Peter, says this. It says, "Therefore, prepare your minds for action and be sober-minded. Set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ." So let's stop there and think for a moment. He begins with the word therefore, and a funny little phrase you can always remember when you see that word is to ask yourself this question: what is the therefore there for? You see, therefore always is pointing back to something that was just said. And in this case, Peter has just outlined this wonderful, glorious truth that we get to have faith in Jesus Christ. We get to trust him and the work he's done on the cross to be applied to our account so that we can be saved. That's what he's been talking about. And so he says, because of that, you should prepare your mind for action and be sober-minded. Now let's make sure we understand what those things mean. Prepare our mind for action. You see, he doesn't say prepare your heart. He doesn't say prepare your spirit. He says prepare your mind. Why is your mind so important? Why is it so important? I would do a daily podcast to help us get our mindset right for the day. Well, it's because the mind is what directs our lives. You notice he says, prepare your minds for what? For action. You see, our mind is what gets us moving. It's what makes our decisions for us. And our decisions are always made based on what we believe, what we're thinking. And so you can see here how it all ties together, because Peter was talking about belief. He says, because you have this belief in Jesus, get your mind ready so that you can live consistently with that belief, according to that belief. That's going to mean you need to be sober-minded, meaning be clear in the way you think. I mean, have you ever been around someone who is not sober, someone who's drunk? They don't think clearly at all. They think much more highly of their abilities than they really should at the moment. They take things to mean things they don't say, they don't really mean. They interpret things wrongly. You see, being sober-minded is so valuable for right action. That's why Peter uses that word. He says, you are going to live the kind of life you should when you make sure that your mind is clear. Your mind is focused on belief in Christ and the truth that God reveals. Because, you see, our culture teaches and models and pushes many mindsets, many approaches and philosophies that, in my mind, are cloudy. They're not clear. They're not sober-minded. They think foolishly rather than wisely. And so Peter is encouraging us to prepare our minds based on the belief that we have in Jesus Christ, and to set our hope fully on the grace that will be brought to us when Jesus returns. You see, we're to be living in light of the future, in light of what is coming, not in light of what is here right now. When we recognize that much more is in store for us, what is happening right now takes on much less significance. Oh, my friends, I wish we could get this. I pray that we will get this, that you will get it today. Join me again tomorrow.